Okay, so let's move ahead to the next slide. So let's talk about Excel referencing. Now, references are used in Excel to do calculations, and the fill function can be used to continue formulas sideways, downwards, and upwards. Excel has two types of reference. We have relative references and absolute references. So let us go to our workbook to see how this works. So in D2, let's assume I write something like 67. I have 90, and I have a sum of this plus this. This becomes 157. I can also decide here that I want to bring the total of this here, and I have equal to D4, which we already talked about. And anytime we change any value here, it also change here. That we did is called relative referencing. That's called relative referencing. So in absolute referencing, let's assume we have some items to buy in the market. So we have some items to buy in the market. Let's say we have ice cream. We have ice cream. We have biscuit. Um, we have pizza. Okay, let's make this bold. Okay, and we have the prices of these items here. So if the ice cream goes for $5, biscuits go for $8, and the pizza go for $15. Um, the total of this, sorry, the total of this will be this plus this plus this. So we have $28. Let's assume we go to the market and there is an increment. So let me have increment here. And the increment is by $4. So all the items you want to buy increased by $4. So there are two things to do. Either I come here and I decide to um, add $4 to everything plus 4, then I come here, I also do equal to 8 plus 4, and I come here, I also do equal to 15 plus 4. Yeah, we are going to get the answer. But it becomes strenuous if I'm working with a large number um, of cells. So let's take this back. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. So I can also decide to say equal to um, okay, let's do this. Let's say new price here, new price. So I can say equal to this plus this is the increment. That's F8 plus I6, $5 plus $4, and I click enter. Of course, we're going to have $9. If I drag this down here, you're going to have 8 here, 15 here. The $4 not adding up. But when I double click here to check the formula, you're going to see that we have I7. So we have F9 plus I7. Let's check the third formula. So I have F10 plus I8. So meaning as I drag this down, it also follow the same pattern to take this down. So I have f8 plus i6, then I have f9 plus i7, then I have f10 plus i8. But this is not what we want. We want just i6 to be added to everything to get our new price. We just want i6. We don't want to go down. So how do we do that? We put a dollar sign before um, the column name, that's I. We have a dollar sign there, and then we'll put it before the row number, that's I. Now, when you do this and you click enter, of course, you're still going to have 9. But if I drag it down now, you will see that this has changed, this has changed. So, I6 has been added to F9 and F10. Let's double click on this formula to see what is written inside. So if I double click on this, you see that F9 changed. That's from F8. As I drag down, we have F9. But what happened? I6 remains the same, which is what we want. Let us also check the next one. So if I double click on this, you see that F10 changed from F9, and uh, I6 also remained the same. So this is what we call absolute referencing in Excel. So what we did is that we locked a cell so that wherever it is being used or drag or used for filling, that particular cell is locked and it does not change. Let us look at the next slide. Okay, so this is supposed to be an explanation for it. Absolute referencing and relative reference. So you can go through this by yourself. Okay, now let us look at arithmetic operators. We have addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Now, one thing you must understand that we know that Excel is a mathematical tool. Excel also go through the principle of BODMAS and math. So board mass. So bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So these are the steps that Excel go through to perform your mathematical operation. So if there are brackets in a particular equation, it solve it first before going to off, before going to division, before going to multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. So let us see how this works. So let's say I have equal to 6 plus 8 minus 4. So now you are going to have the addition first before the subtraction. So when I click enter, you see we have the answer equal to 10. If I should change this to minus, I'll change this to plus, and I click enter, see the answer is 2. The same figure but different position of the signs. So what happened? Excel performed this operation first. Okay. So if I should click and open, you see that Excel performed this operation first. That's minus 8 plus 4. You can see the answer showing up here. That's minus 4. Then we have 6 minus 4, which gave us 2. So you have to understand that Excel follow the principle of BODMAS. Um, so how do you get these signs from your keyboard? So this is equal to shift. Equal to on your keyboard is plus. Shift equal, the equal sign on your keyboard. Shift, pressing the equal sign, you are going to have plus. Shift 8 is going to give you multiplication. Shift 8 is going to give you multiplication. Then the hyphen on your keyboard is simply the minus sign, the hyphen on your keyboard. And we also have the division is your forward slash. So the forward slash is the division. Then open bracket is shift 9. while closing of brackets is shift 0. So you just have to know that with your keyboard, though it depends on your keyboard, but generally these are the signs in the keyboard for performing mathematical operations. So let's look at the next slide. Now we have except parentheses. Now parentheses, which are brackets, is used to change the order of an operation. Using parentheses make except to do the calculation for the numbers inside the parentheses first, which we talked about board mass. So we are saying that anything that is inside the brackets, Excel perform that first. So parentheses are added by typing the opening and closing brackets on both sides of numbers like this. So now let's look at formatting. Excel has ways to format and style a spreadsheet. So why format and style your spreadsheet? Number one, it makes it easier to read and understand. It makes it more delicate. Styling is all about changing the looks of a cell, changing colors, font size, borders, number format, and so on. And the most common styling functions are colors, font, border, number format, grids, and the rest. So let's go back to our Excel. So I will show you that. So now let me delete this. Let me also delete all of this. Um, and delete all of this. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, let me leave that. So now look at this. So I can have total here. Total. Sorry about that. Total here. So let us also sum this up. So I have this plus this plus this. So we can actually make this to look different and more organized. So let's come over to our ribbon. Now if I want to change this to bold, it's already in bold. Let's say I want to make this bold. All I have to do is to click the cell and I come here. This is going to make it bold. This is going to make it Italy. This is going to make it underline. So I don't want it underline. I don't want it an italic. I just want it bold. I can also make this what bold. So you can see they are all bold. So um, let's say I want to create a border around this. So I can simply drag through all of this and come here. This is bottom border, and I want all tick outside borders. Tick outside borders. Remember what we are doing now is what we call formatting. So we are formatting our sheets. So I want tick outside border, and let me click out. You can see that a border has been added all around it. So this is our total. This is our total for the prices. So this, I can now make this red. Now look at this. This changes the font color. This changes the font color. This changes the cell color. So if I click on this, you can see that it is the cell that is changed, not the font, the cell. So that's what this does. Let me take it back to the no fill. If I click on this, you can see that it is the font itself that has its color changed, not the cell. So this is what I want. So I also want this to be in red, and I want this to be in red. Um, okay. I also want this to have its own border. So I click on this, and I come here, and I said, what should we have? Tick bottom border. Okay, top and bottom border. Okay, let me use this. Okay, let me use this. Top and tick bottom border. Yeah, this. Now when I click out, you can see that this now has border, which is looking like this has actually been summed together. This has actually been summed together. So this is what we call formatting in Excel. Now also look at this. So we talked about increments. Now we can also give this border, so we can have thick outside border. We can have something like that. Then this increases the font size. So you see, as I'm clicking on it, it's increasing the font size for just that particular cell. And when I click on this, what happens? The font size decreases. So this is 11. Let me take this back to 11. 11. Okay, I think that's nice. So this is telling you your alignment. It wants to be top, center, and the rest of it. You're going to enjoy this formatting, this alignment formatting when we are doing dashboard. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about in formatting? Okay, we're going to look at all of this when we get to conditional formatting and the rest of it. So one more thing. Now look at this. We have these prices. We need a currency to it. We need a currency to it. So if I highlight it, I can come over to this part, this number format. We call it number format. Click on the arrow and I can change it to currency. Can see is now showing the currency showing. I already have mine changed to naira. If yours is not in naira, let's say as you click on it, it's in dollars. All you just have to do is highlight the cells the way they are highlighted. Come over to this part, this little arrow you can see here, this little arrow. Click on it and you can see currency. Mine is already in naira, so yours might be in let's say dollars. So let me take this to dollars. Yours might be like this. When you over down and click on currency, yours might be showing in dollars. So how do you change it to naira? Just click here, this little arrow, click on it, then come here and look for naira. Okay, you can see naira, hausa, igbo, yoruba, anyone that's your choice. You can see the decimal places, so I don't want any decimal places, and I click OK. You can see it's now showing in naira. If I want it in decimal places, I might not really have to go over here. Just this arrow. If you click on this arrow, it's going to add one decimal place per click. So I click it once, I have one decimal place added. I click it again, I have another zero added. I click it again, I have another zero added. So if you want to remove it, just click here and then they're also going to go off. So let's do the same for this. So just highlight it and then come to general and click on currency. Now we have our currency. I don't want the zeros at the back, so I come over here and I remove the zero. First one remove, second one remove. Nice job. Okay, let us also look at something. We'll talk about colors, talk about fonts, talk about borders, talk about number formats, grids. Okay, you're going to talk about grid when we are doing dashboarding. Let us look at format painter. Format painter. Now, let's assume I also have something here. Let's say um, another list of items to buy. So I have this, I have my prices here. Then I have, what are the items? Let's say I have clothes. I have, sorry about that. I have clothes. I have shoe. And I have what? Let's say tie. And what are their prices? Let's say I have $90 here. I have 60. I have 50. So and I also have total here. Total. So let's come here equal to, I have this plus this plus this. Enter. Now I can do something instead of me having to come here to format all this all over again. Now I can use what you call format painter. Now where is that located? If you come over here, you see something like a little brush. Yeah, format painter, you see something like a little brush. Now click on it. When you click on it, you're going to see that the cell that was previously selected is now highlighted with a broken lines running all through it. You can see it. So now, how does the format painter work? Let me teach you. Press escape on your keyboard. Okay, that's fine. Let me go over. Let me click on item. I click on the format painter. Now you can see the lines are moving around items. Now if I want to paint this to what this look like. So I want to paint this particular cell to look exactly like this one. That's what format painter does. So if I click on this particular cell now, watch what happens. Now you see it's not looking exactly as this looks like. So that's what format painter does. That's what format painter does. Now let me repeat the action. Now the format painter works in such a way that if I just want to make only one cell work look like the former cell, I just have to click once. But if I have multiple cells to make them look like one particular cell, I have to click twice. What do I mean? Now this is items. If I click this once and I come here, I click once, you can see I can't format paint anything again. Now let me Ctrl Z for that. Now if I double click on my format painter, double click. Now I can paint this. I can paint this. Sorry about that. Come here. I double click. I can paint this. I can paint this. I can paint this. I can paint this. I can paint as many as I want to paint. Why? Because I double click on a particular cell on the format painter, because I double click on the format painter. So that's how the format painter works. So you can try that in your own Excel sheet and see how it works properly. So let's Ctrl Z and do something else. Okay, so what I want is I want total to be formatted here. Okay, that's perfect. So I want items. I double click. I want this and this. That's perfect. So if I want the border, I can highlight this, come to my border, and then I have tick outside border. So that's perfect. You also want all borders inside. Let's say we have all borders, something like this. So this is how you format your sheets to look presentable and organized. So try it out, try it with different things, try with different items, different lists, and see how the format works. Now let's look at something else. Now Excel sorting, let's talk about sorting. So ranges can be sorted using sort ascending and sort descending commands. So sorting ascending, that's from lowest to largest, then sort descending is from largest to lowest. The sort commands work for text to using A to Z order. So let us see what we mean by sorting. Now if I have something like this, okay, let's have a list here. I have 2 8, sorry, I have 7 5 1 0. Now if I highlight this and I want it arranged in ascending order, I just have to sort these cells. What do we mean, or how do we do that? Now when you highlight this cell, come over here, you can see my mouse, you see sort and filter. So let me click the arrow. You're going to see sort smallest to largest or sort largest to smallest. So I want ascending order, that's smallest to largest. So I just have to click on it, smallest to largest. Now you can see that it has been sorted smallest to largest. So we have 0, 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. So if I go here and click largest to smallest, you can see it has also been rearranged in the largest towards to smallest. This can be done for alphabets too. So if I have any alphabet, sorry, in any particular order, okay. So I can also sort this. Let us highlight it. So yes, and then we'll go to sort and filter, and then you can see it has changed. It's no longer showing largest to smallest because largest to smallest is used for numbers, but for alphabet we now have sort A to Z or Z to A. So let us go with A to Z. So if I click on A to Z, you can see that it has been sorted A, B, D, E, E, H downward. If I also click on it and Z to A, you can see that it has been sorted alphabetically. So this is what we call sorting, Excel sorting. You also have to learn this because you're going to apply it in whatever you are doing. I'm going to end this here so that it won't be too long. Then we'll talk about filter in the next class. Thank you very much.